Welcome to Glencoe's Health eSpotlight video series, where real-world connections help you develop the skills for a healthy future.
This survey by the BBC is one of the biggest snapshots of how parents and teenagers get on or don't. When it comes to sex, it seems, most teenagers would rather talk to their friends. Even more won't talk to parents about drugs, while the most taboo subject was drinking and smoking. On the positive side, half of teenagers valued their parents' love above all else, but a similar number said getting money was the best thing about parents, while the worst thing was their moodiness.
It reflects the difficulties of family life today. You know, in most families, both parents are working, parents are tired, and they don't necessarily have the time to give to the teenagers. So we have to understand, I think, the pressures on parents and on teenagers.
Most teenagers felt they got a bad press and were stereotyped by society, when in fact they had a good relationship with their parents.
I get on with them quite well. I could tell them everything. I turn for them for advice.
They care about my life. They help me out if I need any help, and they love me.
And far from escaping from parents, 40% wished they worked flexible hours so they could spend more time together.
What could be more wholesome than having the family sit down and share a meal together? There's the nutritious food, of course, and the chance to monitor those busy, sometimes secretive teenage lives.
It's not even soccer practice.
Their away game going on.
But a recent study finds there are also emotional, behavioral, and academic benefits being served up at the family table.
Family meals provide an informal check-in time where parents can sort of tune in a little bit.
Researchers at the University of Minnesota interviewed nearly 5,000 11 to 18-year-olds and found that the more meals they shared with their parents, the less likely they were to smoke cigarettes or pot, drink alcohol, get bad grades, be depressed, and think about or attempt suicide. That's the payoff Terry Peluso is hoping for.
It just gives the kids a sense of belonging and a sense of being loved when you're all together.
There's no proof that eating as a family can prevent negative teenage behavior, but the findings suggest this simple ritual sends a powerful message.
We operate as a family, we get together, we talk to each other, we check in, and we function as a unit.
For all the poor working moms out there thinking, oh great, something else to feel guilty about, not being home in time for dinner, the study found that any meal will do, including breakfast. It's not what's on the table that counts, it's who's around it.
In a modest storefront in Shawnee, Oklahoma, behind an ordinary door, you'll find a woman doing some extraordinary work, Anne Lawrence.
I tell people that we actually save lives, and we do.
Anne runs a small nonprofit organization called Project Safe. One look at the walls in the office tells you what it's all about, helping victims of domestic violence.
Physically, these women are in real danger when they come to us, and they need a safe place for themselves and their children.
That safe place,
well, here we are in the living room,
is a shelter tucked away in a quiet Shawnee neighborhood. And while the broken families in the shelter cannot appear on camera to protect their own safety, their presence is everywhere.
This is the pantry.
A cupboard stocked for easy-to-make meals, a baseball cap resting on a dresser, colorful cubbies with toys for the children.
We have a lot of young children, a lot of preschool children that are here with their moms. And we have some tiny ones too.
Anne tries to provide as much comfort as she can.
Right through here is one of the 2 bedrooms.
Not always an easy task when you're squeezing 12 people into a 2-bedroom house.
One of the challenges of the shelter is that we have 1 bathroom.
Everything in the shelter, from the furniture to the appliances, right down to the pillows and sheets, has been donated. Anne will tell you the shelter isn't only about a safe place to stay. it's also about healing.
Some of what we do is help moms and kids play together. And that sounds small, but it's huge.
You've been watching Glencoe's Healthy Spotlight video series. Remember, be healthy, choose wisely.